I have my Eachine flying fish out here this morning. It's quite breezy, so I'm going to keep it in wind mitigation mode. But I mechanically changed the linkage on the rudder to give me more rudder movement. So let's get it out here and launch it and see how that works out. Just didn't feel like I had enough rudder on it. So mechanically, I don't have the maximum amount of movement on the rudder yet. I can still move the linkage to the inside hole on the control horn and get even more movement out of it, but I wanted to test it out first. Alright, so launching. Let's see how it feels in the turns. Definitely felt like I had more rudder there. Yeah, I definitely have more rudder. I haven't changed the expo on it. But definitely spins it around there. Oh yeah. Easier to make coordinated turns with it now. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind in my microphone, but it is really picked up out here. Yeah, that turns quickly now with the rudder. Yeah. Nice coordinated turns. Because they don't have the control horns right over the pivot point, right over the hinge, I had to add about 25% differential on the rudder. I just love the amount of power this plane has. It will pull vertical very easily. But I had to put 25% differential to get get symmetrical movement on the rudder, in both directions, because the control horn is not directly over that hinge. Not sure why that is, but I notice it's that way on all the control surfaces. The control horns that they used are just, they're not right over the hinge lines on the elevator or the aileron or the elevator. I also had to put in a little differential on the ailerons to get symmetrical roll rate to the left and to the right. And I think that's because I've got one servo that just doesn't have quite as much travel as the other one. But I love this power. That is awesome. I'm just starting my turn there with rudder. Very little aileron, rudder there, very little aileron. So that looks good. I don't know if I'll increase it anymore or not. See what a stall turn looks like now. Oh, look at that. It just stalled. It wouldn't even rotate. Huh. Nice stall characteristic though, huh? That was a complete vertical stall, and it was completely benign. That's a little better on the stall turn there. You have to hit it just right. I think it's because of the dual motors, thrust coming from the dual motors. Just keeps it from rotating really well in a stall turn or a hammerhead. Very maneuverable plane. Very stable. I love it. That is absolutely fantastic. And I count this one as my absolute favorite sub-250g factory microplane, because it flies the way I like to fly most of the time. It's very sleek, very little drag. It has tons of power. It's very aerobatic, very maneuverable. And that's the way I like to fly most of the time. Immelmans are not a problem. Not a problem at all. The only thing that it doesn't do well is stall turns. I think before I bring it back out next time, I think I may go ahead and mechanically adjust that rudder so that I have the maximum amount of movement. I've already got my dual rate on the rudder set for 100% dual rate. So, you know, in the transmitter, I've got as much movement out of the rudder as I'm going to get. But mechanically, I can get more. So I think I will try that next time, and then see if that helps it rotate in those stall turns. Going into the wind there pretty slowly. But you're just doing normal turns like this using the rudder, it rotates really, really well. Of course, I'm not very hard in the throttle, but when you're going up for a stall turn, see, it just kind of lags there before it rotates. So I don't know, I might be able to get some good stall turns out of it yet with maximum movement on that rudder. We will see. What a fantastic flying plane. I absolutely love this plane. And the amount of power it has is just, it's amazing. Look at that. Did you see that? That looked like a very high performance sport glider climbing vertical like that with a double vertical roll, and it was still going. I got out of the throttle. I let it get so high, and then I get out of the throttle because it gets really small really fast. But this plane just has a ton of power. I absolutely love that. My favorite planes to fly are the ones that are the most stable. Look at that. And the ones that have just tons of power. And usually having that much power helps get me out of trouble rather than getting me in trouble. Now, of course, if you don't want that much power, you don't have to use all that power. But I think it's pretty fun pulling this plane vertical like that. It just from a slow start. Watch from a slow start. Look at that, and it just keeps going. This thing has, I would say that it definitely has unlimited vertical with the power system that it has on it. And I have added 17 grams of landing gear to this plane. You know, if you've got, I'm going to come in and land it. If you've got nice soft grass to land in, you're going to be flying 17 grams lighter than what I'm flying. It's going to pull vertical even better. Got a little bit of a crosswind. There, oop. I must have touched down on all three wheels at the same time, and you tend to get that bounce on any plane if you don't rotate, if you don't touch down on the rear wheels first. But what a fantastic plane. Absolutely awesome. I love this plane. And I don't know what it's selling for now, guys. I posted on our Facebook page whenever this goes on sale. I have posted it on our Facebook page so that you guys know about it. But I think at one time they had this on sale for around $95, I think it was. And that is an absolute steal, in my opinion, for this plane. I can't remember what I paid for it. Oh, actually, this was sent to me for review by Eachine, so I guess I didn't pay for it. But I think this plane at $130, looking at its competition out there and what these planes are, even these micro planes are priced at now, I think this plane at $130 is an absolute steal for the way this thing performs and the amount of power it has and how aerobatic it is. And you saw the flight envelope on this. You can fly it pretty darn slowly, and when you throttle up, it will absolutely go very speedy through the air with very little drag. Absolutely fantastic plane. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.